Hello, folks, and welcome to a very tired me showcast Bosco's very first ever ranked game. This is Bosco. He is Rise. Rise is a comfort champion for Bosco. He's gonna play his very first ranked game ever. Before we start, let's kind of look at what we have here. In the mid lane, we've got a Dinger and a Rise facing off. Obviously, Heimerdinger, lane bully, Siege, where he excels. Rise, kind of the opposite, a late game focused champion, really good in team fights. You'll see he's gone 21 into the utility tree, and only 9 into offense, whereas the Heimerdinger has done kind of the opposite, although you can tell he's just hit 30 because he only has 29 points in his masteries. I'm obviously looking that up on LoL Nexus. That information's not immediately available. But anyways, this is going to be won by Heimerdinger early, most likely, although the Heimerdinger did hurt himself by taking 2 non-combat summoners, Clarity and Teleport, against Flash Ignite, which are obviously much more useful in lane. But if Heimerdinger can make plays around the map with Teleport, obviously that's a big advantage. In the jungle, we have Elise and Lee Sin. I think the junglers are really two very powerful champions at the current time. And may well just decide the game between those two. Interestingly enough, Elise has gone with the boot start, so that's going to mean a little bit slower clears, but going to be able to gank lanes a little earlier on, which is interesting. Both these junglers obviously excel at early pressure and snowball very well. In the top lane, we got Renekton versus Riven. Both these laners have skins. You can see the cool Blood Fury Renekton, and the kind of goofy looking Crimson Elite Riven. Interestingly enough, they've both opted to start with Doran Shield, so pretty defensive. You can get away with starting Blade on these champions. I think Shield is, in general, the superior choice, but just something of note. In the bot lane, we will, I'll go ahead and unpause while I talk about this, because we're waiting for Tarek to get out still, and most people are still blind. But Jinx has gone with the Longsword pot start, so likely going for an early Vampiric Scepter. That's one of the main reasons to start Longsword, and also you start with a few more health pots. Misfortune has gone with the more classic Doran's Blade start. In addition to that, Leona has gone with the Relic Shield, so she'll be going the Targon's route, which is kind of interesting. She also started with a Sight Ward to help out. And, oh, it looks like Tarek has woken up and entered the lane, and he has bought a longsword and health potions. Perhaps he's realized his mistake, or maybe he's just going back to grab a trinket. Not sure what's going on there exactly, but our camera's going to snap us back up to the left. Alright, so Tarek grabs his trinket. We've got the full green trinket start, and he's going to try and hustle off to lane. Or not. Interestingly enough, Tarek has opted to go with 29 points, not 30, because probably just at 30 and forgot to update his masteries. Has gone with 29 points in the defensive tree, but his rune page is entirely attack damage. If we take a look at his stats here, he has 87 attack damage. So I'm not sure how squishy that will make him in lane. Probably not where he wants to be. This Riven not really helping with the leash. Rise is going to get a quick leash, but he's going to be late to lane against the Dinger. And ooh, look at that. The Dinger shoving the wave. Rise is only going to miss... Oh, not going to miss any creeps, actually. He shoved the wave a little too quick, but he's going to have to see us under tower level 1, which is really rough. You, in general, don't need to leash. Elise clears very well with her W spider form, although she didn't start machete, which hurts her a bit. But against the Dinger, you really do not want to miss out on getting into lane. You don't want to get bullied too hard. We've got some counter jungling happening at level 2. Lee Sin has gone straight to the enemy red buff. Has he even done his own blue yet? He has. And Elise is not going to notice. There's obviously no wards in the river. No one is kind of watching out. And Elise is just kind of wandering around. Maybe she knows what's up. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's realizing boot start was a little goofy. Not quite sure. We got a ping down bot lane. Looks like Jinx and Tarek have successfully shoved lane. And Tarek has taken 5 out of the 6 minions in that first creep wave. Interestingly enough, Lee Sin is positioned for a gank. And with no wards from Tarek and just a longsword, he could be going down very easy. Lee Sin moves in. The focus is Jinx. Leona stuns her out. There's the flash. There's the exhaust. There's the barrier. Lee Sin's going to connect that Q, and first blood for Misfortune. Pretty damn easy kill. No wards. Well, they did have trinket wards, but not here. That's a poorly placed ward. I guess they didn't expect Lee Sin to, but what this should have told Elise is that she could have gone and grabbed his red buff when he showed up bot lane. Unfortunately she didn't, and it's just come to tax mid. She's not done any other jungle camps, and she is getting chunked pretty hard by the Dinger. Lee Sin is waiting in position. He's got double buffs and is a level up. Elise flashes, and the Q connects. This could be a very dead spider. She needs to repel. Oh, she probably doesn't have repel yet. Here she does not have repel to get her ball, and Lee Sin's going to take her out quick 2-0 for the purple team. Not looking good for my boy Bosco here, although he is CSing well. He's out CSing Heimerdinger, despite Heimerdinger's constant shoving of the waves, probably because he's too busy shoving the waves to CS properly. So well done, Hysus. We got a little bit of action top lane. Not really. Before either of these champions build damage, I'm not sure who has the advantage in straight up trades. It really depends on how well Riven uses her shield. Obviously, after they nerfed Rhythm to make her less of a full retard champion, you gotta use your shield properly, and I like that. Tarek's returned bot lane, or not? He hasn't returned, but Jinx has returned bot lane. They both still have just long swords, and Jinx really struggling to get the CS. I don't know what's going on with Tarek. Maybe I don't know what happened in Champ Select. Maybe he thought he was AD carry, and you know, he was a little upset he had to support. Who knows? This is everyone is unranked in this, of course. This is the first placement match for Bosco, and either the first or second placement match of this season for everyone else in the game. The only other, oh no, more than that actually. The duo queuers, Misfortune and Leona, have both played a fair bit of games. A little bit of action top. Riven's going to get away without too much worries. We see Elise waiting mid for gank, while Lee Sin waits top for gank. Not sure why we want to see bot lane when the junglers are... Oh, and Riven goes in, and here comes Lee Sin. Lee Sin still has those double buffs. Oh, Riven flashes out. Ignite is dropped. She should have a shield to live through that, but Lee Sin has not given up the pursuit. There's the flash. Riven stops her second recall and just dodges the Q. She can get away with her life. Elise not doing a whole lot. Lee Sin is almost double her CS. She hasn't really made anything happen on the map. Not exactly where you want to be. Jinx low on mana. Looks like they're getting zoned out a little bit by the purple team bot lane. These two are duo queuers, only pre-made in the match, so they probably have a little better coordination. And Elise coming mid to not do a whole lot. Really getting knocked around by the Dinger here, taking some pretty hefty damage from the turrets. Hammer's going to throw that grenade, push the wave up, and purple team's doing Pearl. Elise is going to come around the side, drop that cocoon, but with no AP and not a whole lot of levels, her spells do not do a whole lot of damage. That Q and W and human form, and both jungle and mid lane are running low against mana, and Lee Sin has come mid lane once again. Riven's heading back into lane with boots now, a little slow. Renekton's able to shove out that wave. Oh, I did not notice this until now. He has a massive CS advantage for himself. Looked like they were trading pretty evenly, but clearly Riven was not CSing well. He's going to come back with a chain vest, wards, health pots, boots. Going to be very hard for Riven to come out on top. And speaking of coming out on top, the junglers once again looks like Lee Sin is going to come out on top here. If he can line up a Q, maybe. Oh, he's going to get the slowdown. There's the Q. There's the kill. Riven not really reacting at all, except for the last couple seconds, and Lee Sin's just continuing to snowball this game. Looks like he's heading top now. He's going to run into Riven. Riven's going to stun him up, drops the ignite, drops the Qs. He's going oh, Lee Sin W's away. Good reaction by Renekton. So you got to do, you got to come help your jungler out when he gets in trouble. And Renekton's going to remain well ahead in that lane. Ryze has gone, taken his first buy, picked up Tear of the Goddess and an additional Sapphire Crystal. Gonna have a whole lot of mana to work with. Hopefully stick out this lane against the Dinger, who's taking Clarity, so his hope is that he can stay in lane forever. As you can see, he has not backed yet. Bot lane, Leona's going in on Jinx. Jinx getting chunked a little bit. That Tarek aura helping her. Misfortune drops the slow, but Jinx is going to be able to walk away without too much difficulties. And it appears she's going to try and back. Jinx obviously getting heavily CS'd out by Misfortune. Blue team really not doing well in their lanes. Ryze keeping it pretty close. I think about as close as you can ask against the Heimerdinger in lane, really. But he does have to be careful that Heimerdinger doesn't get too far ahead and starts using his teleport to make plays happen in other lanes. Although Lee Sin is clearly making enough plays for their whole team at the moment. 2 Doran's Blades of Spirit Stone and Boots. 25 CS. Really out jungling Elise, who has been caught twice already by Lee Sin. Lee Sin pinging the blue. Probably wants the good old Dongarino to go grab that. Riven getting shoved around a bit top lane. She's really got to work on her CS, and she's She went into lane with what, like 10 CS since she bought last. She's only gotten 4 since then, and that's been a couple ways. Leona's going in, putting some damage down. Drops the exhaust. Ooh, drops the ult. And that's going to be a dead Jinx. Yes, indeed. Jinx blows both her summoners there, but not enough to get away. The Solar Flare was still available. And Tarek not able to do a whole lot of peel, especially with only that longsword for his items. We got a chase top lane. Riven coming in on Renekton. Can Elise hit the Q? Oh, they're getting split, and Elise is just going to go down to Renekton. If you are level, what level is she? Oh, Elise coming in for the dive. Kicks Rise back. Gonna get out of there. Has the ignite dropped on him. Rise caught between 2 dangerous enemies. Lee Sin's gonna farm that wave between the turrets there. But Rise staying alive for now. As Lee Sin re-engages. Guess not, but without a wave to protect. Serious damage going down on that turret. Rise doing what he can. Oh, but he goes down. Just sandwiched. No help from the jungler. Obviously she was dead and not worth a whole lot in any case. Riven continuing to fight well, but really falling behind in CS. Looks like Tarek is going to try and back bot lane. Bot lane, obviously another losing lane. Jinx does have a Vamp Scepter now, so hopefully she can sustain, stick around in lane, and just try and farm it out for the late game. She does kind of outscale MF, especially with the only really combo they have with MF is maybe the grenade, but mostly the solar flare. They can land a really good solar flare, followed by bolt time. Always good. And Riven getting dove top lane. Renekton pops the ult. Oh. And Riven just got munched. Lee Sin making the plays across the map. Putting Renekton now 2-0. Huge CS advantage. Things are not looking good for the blue team here. If they can really hold on to late game, they certainly have some good late game champions in Riven, Rise, and Jinx. But it's going to be tough getting there. Jinx getting jumped on once again. Huge chunk of damage coming out from MF. And there's the bullet time to clean it up. Yeah. Every lane game crush, we're going to have the second tower of the game. Mid tower did go down after Rise got dropped. Did not notice that. Oh, or has Renekton backed away too soon? No, they're going to get it. Minions pick up the turret. That puts the purple team up 2 turrets to 1. Rise is going to farm his jungle to avoid getting dumped on by the Heimerdinger, who has gotten his Rod of Ages. Pretty early Rod of Ages, 11 minutes. Gonna let that charge up very quickly, although with the way their team is snowballing at current, might not need to charge up too far. Heimerdinger is just going to continue pushing the lane. No real help from the jungler. The jungler's top lane. Next on, the jungler, Elise has just hit level 6. Obviously, Elise doesn't really have an ultimate to take advantage of when she hits those higher levels, but Lee Sin is level 8. The solo lane is level 9 on the purple team. Really falling behind the blue team. They're going to try and push up here, get some damage hurt, and Tarek has sold his longsword for a Tear of the Goddess and a Giant's Belt. Giant's Belt, not awful. I think you should... Ooh, Lee Sin goes in on Rise. Rise going to drop some damage. Can maybe pick it up with the turret shots. Absolutely worth it for Rise. Gets the shutdown gold on Lee Sin, who had 4 kills at that point. But still a 1-for-1 overall, and Heimer's going to continue pressuring this turret unopposed now. Where was that before? Right. Tear, don't really see what this does on Tarek. Going to take forever to charge it up. Giant's Belt, good tanky item, but obviously as a support, you should be going Sightstone first in most situations. What else do we have for item builds here? BT, this is obviously all fine here. Lee Sin going with the Sightstone, going to get some vision control. Also, everyone loves jumping around on their wards. One thing you should do when you get a Sightstone is swap out your trinket for the sweeper. In most cases, a sweeper. Or you could wait to upgrade it to the pink ward trinket if you really want to, but in general, you'll be hitting your ward cap with Sightstone, so you no longer require this green trinket. Anything else going on for builds? Rise doesn't really need this blasting wand. I'm presuming he's building towards Archangels. As Rise, you can just let your tier charge up, since you don't really benefit all that much from the AP. You're just kind of waiting for the shield to make upgrading to Archangels worth it. The AP is nice. You get a little scaling, but not as much as just like more mana from, say, a Glacial Shroud would do, or a defensive item. I think he could use a Spirit Visage or a Banshee's Veil potentially at this point. Really just needs to charge up, try and farm. We got Lee Sin coming down bot lane. Tarek recalling right in the open. Jinx gonna land that zap. Lee Sin stutter stepping. Oh, but they're gonna go in. Beautiful synchronized Zenith Blade and Sonic Wave. Tarek window shopping. Doesn't even react. Goes down. That's another kill. We are looking at 11 2-1 for the purple team. This is not exactly a close game. Jinx is going to try and defend that bot turret. Raz is going to try and defend this mid turret, but they are both dropping fairly quick. They're going to come in. There's a zap. There's Zenith Blade, misses. Lee Sin, War jumps in. Solar Flare, Dragon's Kick. Dead Jinx. Is it Dragon's Kick? Dragon's Rage. Sorry, guys. Elise is still 6. She was 6 like 3 minutes ago. She's going to cocoon but get jumped on. She's only got that Fiendish Codex, no durability to speak of. She's going to get dumped pretty quick. Bot lane turret goes down. Mid lane turret looks like it's about to go down. Ryze really can't afford to stick around here. He's going to back off as turret goes down. Renekton split pushing hard. He's got that Sunfire Cape. Helps him split push. A health and armor. Obviously excellent durability against Riven. Riven only has boots and a Doran shield still. Well, yeah, of course, she is CSing, I would like to say awfully, and without any kills to snowball on. Just not getting items from anywhere. Tarek's build still super goofy. Not a whole lot he can do. Like, although Jinx has the worst score, I kind of blame Tarek for what's going on in spot lane more. He's been taking a bunch of the CS, which he really shouldn't be doing. He went into lane with the longsword. He's been really out of position. He just can't peel for his 80 carries, so looks like we might have a first dragon in the game. Purple team bot lane moving into dragon. There's Lee Sin. They're going to take this down without too much trouble. Lee Sin already level 10. It's going to be an easy smite. Renekton fighting Riven under turret. He's not worried about anything. Level 11 has the Sunfire Cape. Riven has no damage items. Elise is going to try and move to make a play, but I don't see it happening, really. And what else do we have here? Blue team bot lane pushing up again. They don't have any pressure anywhere else on the map, though, so they can't reasonably expect to take the turret. When that's the case, I think you're better off freezing, especially when you know the other team's bot lane is there. And, ooh, actually, can we rewind that? Alright, Elise jumps on Renekton in the brush. She starts taking damage. Elise repels back down. There she comes out. There's the wind slash, and Renekton just eats them. Yeah. When you have two champions who aren't dealing any damage against a very fed Renekton, I don't know what you expect. Yeah, the only real way, looks like Ryze might be going in for round 3. No, he's just going to clear the wave out smartly. As you can see, Renekton still actually has a fair bit of health to fight with, and Ryze really is not scaled up too far. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? This blasphemy one, my bad. This is for the Rod of Ages. I was making it sound like it was for the Archangels. It's pretty clearly for the Rod of Ages, which is correct. But Ryze going to get a very late Rod of Ages compared to Heimerdinger, who already finished his and has grabbed the Haunting guys. Purple team really snowballing hard. There's the Zenith Blade onto Tarek. Tarek pretty tanky with that armor. The Jinx is going to recall out of there. Tarek's going to flash, try and get away. There's the exhaust from Leona and the Solar Flare. And that is a dead T-Rock. Leona tossing the kill off to 80 carries, tossing her some CS, courtesy of the Targon's Brace. How many? She shared 360 gold so far. That is not insignificant. That's a long sword worth of money right there. Elise straight up missing the cocoon. Caught in a 3v1 and dead before Lee Sin can even connect the kick. Here comes Ryze and Jinx to protect it, but Jinx goes way too deep. I don't even know what she was doing there. Probably just clicked into lane, wasn't paying attention. Ryze is going to get kicked back. The Q misses somehow. Not quite able to take down Lee Sin, and Purple team is going to push into this turret pretty easy. Meanwhile, Heimerdinger has got the big fat ulti turret, pushing the mid inhib turret. Riven doing nothing really, just has that long sword of Vamp Scepter. Can't split push against Renekton. She should be with her team trying to make plays, because meanwhile, Purple team moving in on 2 inhib turrets. Riven's coming down, maybe thinking about fighting. Sides against it. Looks like Heimerdinger is going to take that mid turret. Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket does nothing. She has Berserker Greaves and Zeal. She has no attack damage. Remember, kids, like, this could be boots and a BF sword, as opposed to these. Level 1 boots and BF sword. Always preferable to just having a bunch of attack speed, but not being able to deal very much damage, especially on someone with such excellent AD ratios as Jinx. Ooh, Riven trying to recall. Renekton's going to go in. She's window shopping. She doesn't react. She's going to pop the flash. Pop the dash. She's going to get away, but wasteful flash. Renekton going to maintain pressure top. Looks like blue team might be moving to take a play. They got wards, though. The purple team has this thing called a Sightstone. Renekton sees the rest of the team coming. Going to get away. Rest of his team has time to back, buy some items, and converge. Whole lot of damage coming out from the purple team. Blue team has to be very careful and susceptible picks, but you know, hard to dodge picks when you only have trinket wards, especially because, well, Tarek doesn't even use this, but he's got chalice instead of wards. 2 easy kills going there for purple team. Not really, yeah. They shouldn't be going for even fights right now. That's the best way to describe it. Lee Sin just basically 2v1ing. Jinx pushes up. They're farming between the waves, waiting for the wave to catch up with this inner turret. And with that, I think they're going to take the last inner turret. And blue team's down to their inhibs. Not a whole lot of casual queue. Lee Sin 9-1-7. I would say the MVP of this game at this point. Dragon's up in 2 minutes. You know, we really have 2 teams capable of contesting objectives here. So. Oh, Elise picks up Leona, actually. And here comes Ryze going in on the Renekton, not able to connect him. But Heimerdinger out of position, not reacting. No CC coming out, though. Lee Sin goes in onto Ryze. Ryze trying to peel back. Tarek's going to go down. Not tanky. Not useful. Same can be said about Elise. Only damage items and not dealing a whole lot of damage. Picked herself up more AP, but the purple team is taking the inhib. They're pushing on through. I guess it was like a mildly exciting fight. Blue team got some kills for once, but I don't know how much good it's going to them. Purple team looks like they really want to finish here. They do have a full health 80 carry. Ryze catches Lee Sin under turret. Riven's going to help take him out. Got to be careful going in. That Lee Syndrome. That's going to buy the blue team some time. Lee Sin obviously not very tanky, only the Sightstone. Going to pick up that Zephyr. Wants the tenacity now to get out of this. Snare is a little easier. Heimerdinger really holding the whole blue team back at the moment, though. Gotta be careful. Serious damage with that Leandries and Roa coming out of Dinger. Ooh, Jinx getting very low. She's got to back up. Elise tries to zone her out a bit. Ryze gonna go clear the wave, make sure they don't lose a second inhibitor. Meanwhile, Renekton, the slow pan across the map. Renekton's gonna start pushing the bot lane. Get the split push going on that side now. That he's gone all the way down to the inhib. Riven's picking up a teammate, helps with wave clear a bit, but they've got to be careful. They've got Heimerdinger and Leona moving now. Obviously, without Lee Sin or the 80 carry, it's going to be a little hard for them to take turrets, but just with Heimerdinger, they're really going to keep blue team in the base. Elise hits the cocoon. Can blue team get a follow-up? Riven's going in, but not to do a whole lot. Super Mega Death Rocket comes out, really does nothing. Leona goes in on Jinx, gets snared up. Not going to be able to do much of anything. Tries to back out. Ooh, bullet time coming in. Huge damage. The Fed 80 carry has arrived. Leona's just gonna live. This one looks little hopeless for the blue team. It's looked a little hopeless for a while, but this might be the close idea. At least not very tanky. Lee Sin just really running around doing what he wants. Misfortune gonna pop the Elise. Lee Sin has a sliver of health left, but not really able to close. Riven getting soloed by Heimerdinger. I'm gonna get popped for that last bit of damage by Misfortune. Just one shot. BT, yeah, sword, Phantom Dancer. Renekton's finally caught up with the split push, take the other inhib. The rest of his team's saying, no, it's all right. You can do that. We're gonna go ahead and win the game though. Tarek and Ryze have respawned. Ryze trying to get some wave clear down. Second inhib goes down. Looks like the team's gonna rotate top for the top inhib, except for Dinger, of course, whose home is the mid lane, and despite taking teleport, would never consider roaming out of it, apparently. All 3 inhibitors down. There's now going to be 2 super minions spawning per wave. Big advantage coming in. One Nexus turret already down. Excuse me. Blue team are all up. They gotta make a play happen now. Renekton goes on Elise. Elise is going to repel back to base. Renekton slices in, stuns her up. Here comes Lee Sin, lands the Q. That's going to be a death, but Lee Sin goes down to the laser. Jinx picks up that kill. Meanwhile, Misfortune kills Tarek. Not doing a whole lot of anything, that Tarek. Finally has a support item, at least, I guess, in Mikhail's, but not really going to help clear the waves. Leona really low, tanking the turret. Her shield making her very tanky. She's going to live and get out of there. Misfortune just needs to put some damage on the turret so they can close it out. There comes the zap. Ryze trying to clear that wave with his area of effect ultimate. Heimerdinger turret's really keeping blue team pinned down. Ooh, big chunks of damage coming out from Misfortune. 12-0-5. That is a scary 80 carry. Riven pops ultimate. And not much else. Backs away from the one Heimerdinger turret. There's the bullet time again. Huge damage. Elise goes down. Jinx goes down. Riven flashes out and almost goes down nonetheless. Rising Eagle on Renekton. The Gator golfs and munches, and there goes the Nexus. That's the game. Well, obviously things didn't go great for Bosco. I mean, he didn't play the worst on his team by any means. I would say probably played the best on his team. You can look at his CS numbers; they're actually comparable to to the enemies at some level. But sometimes you gotta. I think MVP for this game, Ghost Lee Sin, didn't have the completely best scoreboard, and he started diving a little retarded at the end, but he got very fed and really snowballed the game early. So thanks for watching, and I don't know. Hopefully Bosco will have a little better luck in range next time.